to Fact Up. Fresh news every day.
A Trump statue has sparked a storm of controversy. Let's remember that Donald Trump erected a statue of himself. The statue of the president holding Bitcoin appeared on September 17th right outside the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. This 6-meter-tall installation was unveiled on the same day the Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the first time since December 2024. At the time, organizers stated that the statue was intended to provoke public debate about the future of cryptocurrencies, monetary policy, and the role of government in modern financial markets. However, the event sparked a heated reaction on social media, both from Americans and from other countries. As reported by the Ukrainian publication Telegraph, online Ukrainian social media groups immediately began comparing the American president to the fugitive former Ukrainian president Viktor Yanukovych, who fled to Russia in 2014, where he currently lives. He's famous for taking 600 kilograms of gold with him when he fled the country, the famous golden loaf of bread in Ukraine. He left behind only his golden toilet at his former residence in Mizhyria, near Kyiv. Ukrainians started asking about these two things, jokingly, in the comments section of this news story. What do you think about this statue of the president? Write your opinion in the comments. The European Commission intends to toughen its stance on Russia by imposing an accelerated ban on liquefied natural gas, LNG imports. Officials confirmed that this measure is part of the 19th sanctions package, aimed at reducing Moscow's energy export revenues, which continue to flow despite the war in Ukraine. Brussels argues that Europe must accelerate its transition away from Russian fuel to ensure security and energy independence. This proposal has sparked controversy among member states, but momentum for more proactive action is clearly gaining momentum. But will it work? Time will tell. The U.S. State Department has approved a major arms deal with Poland, greenlighting the sale of Javelin anti-tank missile systems and related equipment worth $780 million. Washington claims this arms transfer will significantly strengthen Poland's defense capabilities amid ongoing high tensions with Russia. Polish officials welcomed the decision, emphasizing that these weapons will enhance deterrence on NATO's eastern flank. The deal still requires congressional review, but it reflects Washington's continued commitment to supporting frontline allies facing growing threats to regional security. It appears Russia has finally decided to attack Poland. NATO and the European Union are discussing stronger defenses against repeated drone incursions near member states' borders. Officials are considering the creation of a drone wall, a joint system designed to detect, intercept, and neutralize unmanned aerial threats before they can penetrate critical airspace. This proposal comes as drone violations grow more frequent, raising concerns about the vulnerability of civilian and military infrastructure. Supporters say the initiative would symbolize a unified security shield across Europe, reinforcing NATO's commitment to protecting its territory from emerging airborne threats. Casualties in Gaza are mounting as recent strikes hit Gaza City, forcing thousands to flee their homes. The humanitarian situation is worsening, with aid groups warning of a looming crisis as resources dwindle and displacement rises. Families are seeking safety, but shelters are overcrowded and basic supplies are scarce. Observers caution that the region is on the brink of a full-scale humanitarian breakdown unless urgent assistance is delivered. The escalating violence highlights both the fragility of civilian life in Gaza and the urgent need for international intervention. Estonia accused Russia of a serious violation after 3 Russian fighter jets entered its airspace for nearly 12 minutes. Tallinn called the incursion an unprecedented provocative act, highlighting the growing risks along NATO's eastern border. The aircraft reportedly ignored repeated warnings before being escorted away. Estonian officials warned that such actions pose a direct threat to European security and will result in harsher NATO retaliation. This incident underscores rising tensions in the Baltic region, where fears of escalation are already high. It seems Russia is eager for war with absolutely everyone. Ukraine is advancing negotiations with the United States and European allies on binding security guarantees aimed at bringing the war to an end. First Deputy Foreign Minister Serhiy Kyslytsya confirmed that discussions include commitments for long-term weapons funding, possible troop deployments, and deeper intelligence sharing. Kyiv stresses that only firm, legally enforceable agreements can ensure its protection against future aggression. Western partners are considering the proposals, signaling growing alignment on measures designed to strengthen Ukraine's defenses and stabilize the region. As Truth Social reports, Donald Trump has declared the Republican Party wants, very badly, a convention for the 2026 midterm election. We will have one at the highest level. It will be both fun and very productive. Make America great again. Do you think the new elections are the beginning of something new, or will everything be business as usual? The global economy is rapidly changing. In Europe, growth forecasts for 2025 have been raised, and Germany and Spain are leading a recovery that many thought impossible amid soaring energy prices and inflation. Meanwhile, China refuses to weaken, exports remain stable, and its stock markets are recovering. For America, this is a sign that both allies and rivals are gaining strength, shifting the global balance of power. If Washington turns its back, it risks losing ground in the most decisive economic race of all time. Russian President Vladimir Putin issued a decree removing Dmitry Kozak from his post as Deputy Chief of Staff of the presidential administration. The Kremlin confirmed Kozak's resignation, stating that it was submitted, allegedly at his own request. Kozak, a longtime associate of Putin's since their early years together in St. Petersburg, had occasionally expressed personal concern about the war in Ukraine. His influence has reportedly waned in favor of more radical figures. Observers see this move as yet another sign that dissenters and rebels within the Kremlin are being squeezed out by their bloodthirsty leader. Ukraine has announced it will continue to target Russian energy infrastructure as part of a broader strategy to weaken Moscow's economy. Officials in Kyiv claim that the strikes on oil storage facilities, energy facilities, and supply routes are aimed at undermining the Kremlin's ability to finance and support its military efforts. This campaign is being portrayed as military and economic pressure aimed at depleting Russian resources. Analysts note that this move demonstrates Kyiv's determination to increase Moscow's spending far beyond the battlefield. Share your thoughts in the comments.